MI5 has apparently given advice to candidates in the general election that they should be aware of interference by hostile states, particularly by Russia. But they should know Parliament's Office for Science and Technology Strategy warned of attacks from Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, warned of cyber hacks, deep fakes to confuse and divide the electorate. The National Protective Security Authority, the NPSA, which is part of MI5, has also given advice about the impending election. One of the ways that I find that you can, so you must remember, I was in a TV show called The Circle, which was predicated on deceit, and part of the game, the MacGuffin, was to identify those people who we thought were catfishing. Catfishing was about pretending to be somebody that you were not. And the best way to identify a catfish, particularly at the moment, or to identify not only who is fake, but where they're from, is to look at the time code for the comments, and to remember that there is an international aspect to all of this. So if people are making comments late in the evening, it's possible that they are from Britain. If people are making comments very early in the morning, it's possible that they are not. Or indeed they're very early risers. I've found occasionally I've made videos early in the morning at 6 o'clock, and some very persistent individuals respond in a very loquacious and dismissive way. And I think, this is odd, because these same people don't seem to be responding late at night. And then I look to see whether or not their use of the definite article is consistent. And often it is not. That tells me quite a lot, and confirms my suspicions that these people may indeed be from a Russian troll factory. They may not be. I may be wrong. But I'm certainly on my guard. And I'm aware that the way to catch a catfish is to tickle them. So rather than getting hot under the collar, which can happen, of course, I think it's better to be to indulge and to play along, not in the sort of way that people played along with Christine Lee, but I think a sophisticated recognition of time is a first step towards identifying who is leading one astray. As for this pernicious machine, the sort of unwanted, recommendations on TikTok. I've just recently got back to TikTok. I was encouraged to do it, and I must say, as a platform, it's significantly more appealing than Twitter and Instagram. Twitter I don't understand. Instagram, I was encouraged to do it by other people, and I still don't really see the benefit. But I don't like the idea of admitting defeat on any of these platforms. But and if I can work out what is wanted in each case, then I would try and provide it. But there are different audiences, and there are different requirements, and there are different levels of hostile engagement. And if you spend too much time looking at the trolling and not enough time seeing the really positive, lovely comments that people often leave, it can lead you into a downward spiral, and I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. So I try to read almost everything that I'm sent, but I do it very fast for my own health, and it means sometimes I don't fully clock who has sent what message, and sometimes as one's ticking things, one lingers a little bit too much, and one just has to dismiss it and say, well, this is typical of that particular poster, and one shouldn't think too much of it. But I'm always very grateful to people who spend the time and leave interesting, thoughtful comments. And I hope you are aware that some of the videos I put up are a direct response to those comments, even if I don't always acknowledge them. Sometimes because I've forgotten where they are, and I can't find them again. There's sometimes too many. But I very much appreciate the comments, even the hostile ones, because the hostile ones also tell one something. And the trolling is also, I find, very interesting. My little Sherlock instincts take hold, but I try very hard not to get shirty about it. But it's sometimes difficult. And the other way to identify who is not real is to look at these sort of ridiculous names, and then you think, well, this person's posting a great deal. Let's go and see what's on their site, and nothing's on their site. So they take such an interest in the internet and YouTube, and yet haven't posted anything themselves. This is not conceivable. And so therefore they are probably professionals. Well, it's nice to attract the attention of professionals, isn't it?